Greetings, Project and Portfolio 1 students. It's Professor Diltz here, and today we're going to do a quick tutorial video of Final Draft, the wonderful program Final Draft. I happen to use pretty much every day of my life as a writer. You should have access to this program. If you don't, definitely reach out to FSO support. This is a program you will need in this program, so do not pay for programs. Okay, everything that we use in this department degree program, you should have access to it. Okay, so you don't have to buy programs, you don't have to buy apps. I know it's a big question that always comes up with our students. No, you do not have to buy anything extra. Okay, all right. So hopefully by now you do have this program. Final Draft 10 is the version that we will be using today for this tutorial. So right now you see I do have the Final Draft 10 open, the window open here, and it's going to show you kind of like some really quick basics. And again, we're just going to touch on this. We don't use this program in this current course, Project Portfolio 1. We're actually using an AV script, but we want to, we wanted to start, getting you into this program because you will be using it next month in your next course. All right. So really quick, okay, so I have a new window open. So usually when you come in, you hit new. They have this wonderful new from template. Okay, usually go in here, and as you see, it has a lot of different formats that you can pretty much use for your scripts. They have TV templates, and these are templates that are just kind of basically, in a sense, let's just hit one. They kind of show you how pretty much to move forward with whatever story or platform you want to start working in. All right, so new from template. Let me see, you have graphic novels. Okay, and usually they show you an example. That's what I was looking for, of what one would look like. So this is an example of Dark Horse graphic novel. And you see how it's lined up here. These little flags here represent, edit notes, which you will learn more about later. As you see, that's the flag icon, and this is just used to kind of mark where edits were made in your script. All right, so let's just go back, new from template. All right, so we're working in, of course, scripts, and so as you see, it's a bunch of different screenplays, that are structured here that you can use. All right, they even have the Guild traditional stage play. Okay, U.S. screenplay. They have French. I'm trying to see which one of these that I usually use, which I don't see Warner Brothers. Oh, there it is. I usually use Warner Brothers. That works for me, but, figure out what works for you. Okay. All right, so we're going to open that window up here. I'll close this back window. All right, so a couple quick functions that you will see across the top here. We'll just go over. Here you have the save. That you can easily save here, and of course save, you can save it this way as well. Save as excuse me, save as PDF. Always save your work, because you don't want to something happen, a computer crash, and you're not able to access it. Okay, and you have to start over. Sucks. Right. You can print from here. We have a print icon. Submit feedback. And this is basically feedback to Final Draft. If you find some really cool tricks that you learned, or maybe you have some negative feedback, something that you wish they could do better. Okay, so you can do that. What's cool in this version, I'm still trying to convert over because I've been working in 9 for quite some time. So sometimes it's really hard for you to convert over. All right, and now 11 is available through Final Draft. So they're constantly making adjustments. So here you also have a collaboration. So this is where you allow access to, maybe you want to collaborate on a project. You can open up and invite other writers, or someone, your partner that's writing with you. You can invite them to have access to this script, and they can start making notes and making edits in the script as well. You can also join, if someone sends you a session ID You can join on in collaboration that way as well. All right, so cool function they have here for those that partner up, usually with the writer. Now this tool here, to add an alt, I'm unfamiliar with that do at the moment. Oh, add an alternate dialog. Okay, so there you go. All right, so this is a new tool that wasn't in 9. So yeah, so this allows you to alternate alternate dialogue. So when you have two actors speaking at the same time, this is a quick key function that you can allow you to make that edit within the script, so the lines are, they're even. So if you have two people that are saying dialogue at the same time, as you know, I don't know if you've seen the screenplay, but usually the dialogue is split up, which we'll get into here shortly. So I'll be able to show you that. But this allows you to have alternate dialogue at the same time. And then you have various ways you can write. You have, where you can see double pages. You have different styles. You can split, your pages. Okay. Different views that you have here that you can access if you want to go that route. Okay. All right. And this wonderful button here, this is new. This wasn't in 9, but it's called a beat board. Now the beat board, they definitely expand on this in 11. So get ready. It's a really great tool in 11 in Final Draft 11. But the beat board here, you're able to type in little notes and beats that you want to put. And as you see, this function across the top is a timeline. Now the timeline pretty much kind of help you put notes on different pages. Okay, so you can put notes here on the beat board. Let's say on page 5, it's a dramatic beat that you want to hit there. Well, you can leave notes here, and as you see, just double click. You can put the beat title, put whatever information you need to put down there below to represent that beat. Okay, so really great function. Then you have the story map, which is the timeline here. As you see, it goes all the way across, to 120, which is standard. 120 means 2 hours in film terms, because a page represents a minute, basically. When you're writing your script, we usually say one page equals a minute in film time. All right, so you're able to access that timeline and kind of show you, when you start writing your script, you're able to have, quick access to each page and all that good stuff. This next quick icon is pretty much a title page. All right, and you see Warner Brothers, they have their title page. Sometimes these vary. I've seen where the title, the name and address and phone number are on the right side. I want to say the left side is probably the new standard because I've been seeing that a lot more. But this is pretty much your title page. You fill in all your information. It automatically saves as you save your project, and it automatically allows you to print. It prints out as the first page when you print your project, okay? Or when you save it as a PDF, which I do a lot. It'll automatically be the first page, okay? All right. Let's see, we have a couple more buttons here. Go to Scenes Navigator. So this allows you to basically, it lists the scenes, so you're able to access and see the scenes with this button here. And it'll pretty much list out all your scenes, so you can kind of have a count for everything and you see where everything is located. As I told you before, this is script notes. So every time when you start getting into your rewrite sessions, or you have someone editing your script, that collaboration as we were talking about before, this allows all the edits to basically be listed here. So you can see them, right away. You can click each edit and it'll take you to that edit on the script through this. All right. Now the next icon is pretty much this little character looking icon. This lists all the characters and what scenes they're in, in your script. All right. So really some cool functions that you have there that you can use. We'll get back to our page here. All right. Now, if you come down here, this is some more cool little tabs here. So first tab here pretty much allows you to set the screen size that you want. So sometimes I like to go big where I can just go 200 and I open it up, allow it to cover the screen. What's cool too, I'll tell you this, if you go up to file, not file, let me see, I gotta find a view and hit enter full screen. See that? Woo, it takes over the entire screen. All right, so that's pretty cool. If you just want to focus on your writing, you want all these distractions, it's kind of just give you a platform there and just takes over your entire screen, and you can pretty much just start working. Okay. Now to get out of that, you just scroll your mouse up here at top. You can always go to view and then exit. Okay. All right. Let's see. So this is 1 of 1. Okay. So it's just page 1 of 1, and it's just basically something that allows you to kind of see where you're at, go to, find. You can do all those really cool functions there. All right. No scene. Okay. That showcase the scenes. All right. So it's just basically going through each page and showcase. Now this is your bread and butter. All right. So this is very important. All right. As you see, it's right here. All right, so you have these wonderful tools here. So you have general, which basically it starts typing general. General is kind of like how you would type, maybe like how your treatment was. It's general. You don't have a set, place where each element will live. It's just a general typing, whatever you're writing. So if you have like general information, maybe you want to talk or put some little notes about a certain scene, this is what you would probably most likely hit. All right, underneath that is scene heading. And as you see, scene heading is already listed, INT. Usually when you put INT or EXT, it automatically goes in place as a scene heading, as you see. All right, so that's always the case. It's kind of basically, it tells the final draft that, hey, I'm about to start a new scene. That should be a scene heading. All right. Scene heading is, we'll go over that here too. So usually scene heading, interior, exterior, that stands for inside, outside. Okay. So the INT stands for inside, whereas EXT stands for outside. So it's going to be either or when you're writing your story, your script. All right. The next function here, notice too, it's a dot right after. That's very important. Have to have that dot. It's kind of like abbreviation dot. All right. Then you have a little space there, and then you're going to put a location. So a location, a very specific location: park, hotel, school, classroom, bathroom, mall, theater, whatever it is. It should be a specific location. Okay. And so that will go next. Then you put a space, and then you put a dash. Then you put another space, and then you put the time of day. So sometimes it may be day, sometimes it may be night. All right. Now, what I've learned recently, doing my studies, they only look for day and night now. It used to be a time when it would be evening. I used to use evening all the time. Or you'll use, early morning or dawn, vampire movie. But now it's just, they just focus on day and night, usually is the case. If it is a vampire movie, you may be able to get away with dawn. so you can just look into that more. But day and night are very right, straightforward, and that's usually what they use, just as interior and exterior. Okay. All right, and then your subject is here. Now, let's go to the next function because I am getting carried away here. Now, right underneath the scene heading is action. All right, so action is pretty much telling us what's going on in that scene. All right, so, you're introducing your character or characters, and then what they're doing in that scene. So that's what action is. Usually after a scene heading, if you click enter, it'll automatically, let me see here, put you right on the action line because the action comes right after the scene heading. All right, so a scene heading, usually an action line, usually you'll introduce your character for the first time. see what we have. Okay, so it's an example of an action line. Okay, Ron 36. Usually you give the age of your character, tall, and then you give a little description about them. Tall, out of shape, like a retired linebacker, walks towards a park bench. Okay, all right. And so that's an example of an action line. Okay, another example, real quick, would be Ron sits on the bench and looks towards the lake. Okay, so notice this complete sentences. I'm telling you exactly what's going on in that scene. Ron sits on the bench and look out towards the lake. Okay, and usually this is, of course, always. It's usually present tense. So you're telling me exactly what's going on at that certain moment in the script. Okay, all right. And I want to say it should be an S here. Uh-oh, there we go. And looks, all right, and looks out towards the lake. All right. So that's action line. All right. So next up is your character. Okay. So the character is pretty much the person talking. In this sequence here, we have Run. All right. So Run is our character here. All right. So usually after action, if you hit enter, the quick key is just pretty much hit enter or the return. And then this wonderful box will come up and you can actually, move your your arrows down and up to find what's next. And so that's usually a quick way to do that. But it's the same as the function down here, this tool. So I usually hit, boom, character, and this is pretty much Run. I wish I could go on vacation. Uh-oh. All right, so it's basically dialogue here. So Ron is pretty much talking to himself right now. Okay, I wish I could go on vacation soon. All right, so that's pretty much how the dialogue would look. All right, so let's say we had someone else come into frame. All right, so let's do for. So I'm doing another action line here. Takes seats next to him. Okay, so it's another action line. I'm introducing another character. All right, you can always do a quick boom. All right, to fix any errors. All right, so Monique, 34, pure beauty to the eyes, approach Ron, takes a seat next to him. Okay, all right, and so now I'm introducing another character. So as you see, went right to the character, hit enter, it brought that up. It'll automatically put your cursor where it should go for the script to move forward. All right, and when you hit, after you put your character in, you hit enter, usually, or you hit the arrow. I think I messed that key up. Let me see. Enter. All right, and you see it goes down to the dialogue. All right, so automatically hits the dialogue. All right, and this is a quick way to save. This usually pops up until you save it. So yeah, just make sure you save your work. We're not gonna worry about saving this because it's the tutorial. All right. Okay. So so here, we have Monique now. She can say something. Hello, Ron. How are you doing today? Okay. So Monique says that. If I want to put some more dialogue, boom, as you see. You know me. You know my name. You know me. All right. You see how this can easily get carried away. Of course I do. Of course I do. I met you. I'm creating a whole story here. Look. All right. Let me go and save this because it's going to keep messing with us. All right. So I'm going to save it as example. Okay. Whoop. You can save it wherever you want. Just that easy. All right. Oh, script example. I am just all over the place, as you can tell, right? All right, so save. You can put it wherever you want to save. Okay. All right, so let's go back down here because I'm getting carried away with this story that's just coming up. All right. All right, so this next function here, okay? So let's say if you want something to be going on while that person is doing their dialogue. We actually skipped this on accident. All right. So for instance, if Monique is maybe she's doing something, you know, she sighs or you want her doing something while she's giving that dialogue. It's very rare that we do this, but what you'll do is go up to her character, and then if you hit, all right, this button here, here we go. Oh, that's not how you do it. Go underneath and then hit it. As you see, I don't use this often. All right. So, so rather size, and then she talks. You know, you don't always see this, but it's there in case you need it. If it's something that is very specific that your character has to do while doing their dialogue, maybe right before their dialogue, then you have that function there that you can do it, and it's pretty much puts it in parentheses right away for you. And it's pretty much right in with the dialogue. Sometimes you'll see it too, like within the dialogue, you see someone do like a beat. Okay, I don't know why it went down there. Let's see. Hold on. So a character take a beat. Okay. See how difficult it can be. Let's try it here. There we go. All right, so you have to just space all the way out. All right, and then you go back to talking with the dialogue. You were okay. So that's usually what that is used for. And of course, it's parentheses. It puts it right in parentheses. And it's just if your character has certain things that they do while they're giving the dialogue, sometimes you'll see that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Transition. Okay. A lot of these functions we don't even use anymore, I'll be honest. So transition is basically if you say you're in a scene and you want to transition out of that scene, it automatically bring it over here far right. And this is usually if you're doing like a fade out. As you see, I just put fade and all of our transitions come up. All right. We don't see this pretty much. It's very rare we see it now. I don't use it anymore because I heard it's not something that's really used anymore. These are more so used for the editing. Okay. So your editor, of course, can, you know, once the script is done, they'll be the one that's controlling the different transitions in and out and all that good stuff. But if it's something that the film, it goes with the story, it's here. You know, if you have to have a fade out at a certain point or fade to black, maybe you have your opening image and boom, fade to black, and then you want to show your credits, then it's here. You know, if that's something you want to add. It's not necessarily, you don't have to do that. Again, like I said, I stopped using it because, you know, I was taught that it's not really used anymore. So you will find things changed, and it just really just depends on, you know, who you're writing your script for, really. So that's there. So those are called transitions. Again, fade will bring up all the transition, the little transition window, and you can put fade to black, fade to or fade out, fade in, whatever you need to put. All right. Now this next function here is called the shot, which I'm still trying to figure out why Final Draft have the shot here. Usually shots are not even on the script. Okay, not on a script like this, a narrative script. Usually we do use shots in AV script writing, which you will find in your AV script tutorial when you review that. We do use shots, where you basically put the shot for each description that you will have, on your AV script. So don't really see why that function is here. We never will see a shot on a script unless it's a director script. They're getting ready to go into production. They may include shots. It's very rare. As writers, our whole purpose right now is just to basically get the story out. And then, of course, once you get that story locked down, then you'll move forward, into making your production script ready. Okay. Cast list, same thing. I really don't know why that function is here. It's kind of like the same. Okay, so I just clicked the cast list and look, it showed me, okay, so Monique and Ron is in this scene. So maybe that's what it is. So it's letting me know who my cast is in that scene. All right, so it's not something that we would usually put, within a script while we're telling the story. Let me see. Also, let's try and see what this other button does here. Oh, see, it's now keep putting it there. All right, so if I put shot, let's see if I click shot on any of these, let's see what happens. So yeah, so it just moves it to far left. So yeah, so that reminds me a lot of what the AV script usually does. so yeah, so I would say ignore that for now. Of course, you will learn more about this as you move forward. So, but ignore it for now. Okay. All right. So hopefully this tutorial was great. We did learn a lot here. And of course, we're going over the basics. You will learn more, of course, next month when you do take your next course, which is on screenwriting. So I just want to get you started. Start thinking about this stuff. Some of this stuff may be on your quiz, so make sure you review this video and let me know if you have questions or concerns. All right. All right. So the quick elements I do want you to pay close attention to. Let me just go over those one more time. Look like our program has did something. Okay, not responding. So let me quit out of there, and then we will open it up again here real quick. I definitely want to just review those quick functions that we went over here. All right, so really quick, those functions are scene heading. Okay, that's important. Remember, that's basically what stars your scene out. All right, so scene heading. Okay, then you have your action line. Okay, so that's important. That's the next really important key element. That tells you what's going on in that scene. So you're telling what's going on in that scene, who's in that scene. Okay, then the next key element would be character. You tell who's your character in that scene. Dialogue would be the next one. What are they saying? Okay. All right. Okay. And then after that, let's see how many elements is that? All the ones that we are going to focus on. Yes, that's our main ones. Okay. All right. Remember, you have the parentheses there in case you want to add parentheses in the dialogue. If your character's doing certain things. You also have your transition, which we never use anymore. If you want to cut from the scene. And general is just a general. If you have, maybe you have notes you want to put before the scene, which, you don't always see this either, but that's there as well if you want to put notes. All right. And that will be in general. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So these functions are here for you. For you to use, and please let me know if you have any questions, and I will be here. Okay, if you have any questions, concerns, please reach out. Let me know. Let's get started. Let's have fun. Start using this program so you get used to it, And it's a wonderful program, as you will see. And look out for Final Draft 11, which should be coming out really soon for our students. Okay? All right, take care, everyone. Again, it's Professor Dilts, and look forward to seeing some of your work and have fun with this program.